Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Kelly, aka the Sunshine Crafter. Today this video is I'm going to be using Yupo Paper, the heavyweight stock. And what I'm going to be doing is, these are the products I'll be using. I'm going to be heat embossing on the Yupo paper. And yeah, these I use isopropyl alcohol, the 91%. I got that, I forget where I got it. But anyway, all the supplies will be linked below. The stamps I'll be using are Letter It from Ranger, Make-A-Wish, the Hero Arts, the Snowflakes stamp, and Whimsy stamps, Falling Leaves background stamp. So these are the ones I'm going to be focusing on, and so let's move on. Okay, so to begin with, I just shaking up my gold. I put Pinata, I have a large bottle of Pinata gold, and I put them in smaller bottles to make it easier to handle. And actually, yeah, and then that's my alcohol ink there in my container, my jar. Not my alcohol ink, I'm sorry, my isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so I decided to soak it down with the blending solution. And there's a reason why, because you get a softer blend. As I put the inks down, you're going to see that you get that typical circle that you always get with alcohol inks. But after it starts smoothing out, you'll see it'll just, that blending solution really causes it to give it a softer look. And you don't get those harsh lines like you do if you didn't use as much blending solution. And I'm just using my puffer just to move the inks a little bit. I added my Pinata Gold, which I love. Added a little more blending solution. And then some isopropyl alcohol. So, yeah, I added that in. And even though I said I opted not to use it, I had that little subtitle there, I changed my mind. I did use it. Not too much, but I did use it. So I just kept going with it until I liked the look. This is going to be my fall card. So I was focusing on, you know, autumn colors for my Grateful card. And yeah, I just kept over and over again. Just, that's what's great about alcohol inks. If you're not happy with it, you can just keep going until you are happy with it. So yeah, and I just kept adding it and moving it around till I was happy. And I just want to show you the gold. My light wasn't working well. I'm going to zoom in. You can see the gold there. It's just so beautiful. I love that gold. And here I keep my little scraps of foil in there, and I just grabbed a little piece of gold. And when the two colors touch, you get that line that I'm going to try to show you here. And it for some reason it stays wetter longer. I guess it's the, I don't know if they call it the veins or whatever, where the colors meet, and it stays tacky. And that's when you can add your foil, which adds a nice touch to the background. You can see me in my reflection there. But anyway, this piece wind up it was kind of tacky. Look at all the gold that peeled up. Look at that. That really picked up a lot of gold. I didn't intend for that to happen, but I like the result. It was a happy accident. So it was a little wetter than I had anticipated. You can always touch it with your finger and see if it's still tacky enough, and then you can add your gold foil. So I just went around randomly, just adding it just to give it a little more gold than what I had from the alcohol ink. So yeah, that's all I'm doing, is just going around doing that. And yeah, I also want to let you know that if your panel dries before you're ready, you can always take a little piece of glue, like a glue pen or a glue marker, and you can make your own lines. Let them dry a little bit, and then add your foil. And this way you can put it where you want it, which is kind of a nice option. I'll show you here that in a minute. So after that was done, I let it dry almost 100% just till I got those tacky lines again. Then I grabbed a piece of silver Deco foil and I did just cut it down a little bit because I didn't want to waste the whole thing. You don't need much, just one little piece is good. And I'm going to try and show you here again how the panel is dry, but the areas where colors touch. Sorry about that. Yeah, the darker lines you could see, that's where I'm going to add my silver. Let's see if I can show you here more. Okay, so yeah, I'm just adding my silver foil on there. And again, this is just, you know, repeating the process. Let's see how that comes out. See, I didn't get too much on there because it wasn't as tacky as I want. So in a few moments I'm going to show you, I used a glue pen to add some more tack to adhere the foil to it. It's a little hard getting that up. I have no nails, so. See, again, it's very organic. Where it goes, and that's it. So what's nice about the glue pen is that you can add the foil in areas wherever you want it. You don't have to, you know, be at the mercy of where it's tacky is where it's going to be. So it's nice you can add your own silver or whatever color you're using. You could add your own foil wherever you want it by using the glue pen. Just make sure when you use the glue pen, you don't make a straight line. It might look weird. Try to go with the color, the lines, the outline of the colors. This way it looks more organic, but even though it was strategic, you know? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, okay, so I'm almost done here. I'm just trying to get down as much as I could. Let's see. There we go. See, I like the silver with these colors. I thought it was more Christmassy. I just thought it looked much nicer. So, let's see how that came out. Okay, so we're almost done here with this. I think this is the last one I'm doing here. No, I'm still trying to get as much silver on this panel as possible. Okay, I think that's the last one. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is the Zig 2-way chisel tip glue pen. This is a great tool to have. You know, this is good for intricate dies, to add glue in specific areas. It works. It's pretty strong too. But for foiling, it works great. It's got the chisel tip, so you can kind of get in there. And I was just adding glue in areas where I wanted silver that had already dried. So it's the best way I found to edit. So instead of watching me do that all over again, I spared you the boring details of that. Oh, actually, I'm lying. Here we go. I'm doing it again. Just want to show you. See? And then you can add your foil where you like. I think this is the last one. Right. Come on, Kelly. Is this the last one? Yeah, see? And it makes, you can make nice little lines. You can make thin lines, thicker lines. It's a lot of fun. You know, if you're any good at writing, you could always, you know, if you're good at calligraphy, you can use that that 2-way glue pen, and you could write with it and add foil that way. That's a nice option too. Alright, so pretty much done with this panel. I think this is the last time I'm adding silver here. And let's see. I think that's it. Okay. No, my gosh. I really went to town on the silver on this one. Okay. Hopefully this will be the last go around with this here. Okay, panel is done. Alright, see? Isn't that beautiful? I love these colors with the silver. I just think it looks so beautiful. Alright, so, moving on. Now, I'm doing the same thing as I did before. Now, the reason why I'm opening my powder tool here is because I wanted extra powder. A lot of times it clogs up in that little area. So I just made sure I had a lot of powder on there. I didn't want embossing powder sticking where it shouldn't. And I'm using that Hero Arts snowflake, background snowflake stamp. And I'm really happy the way this came out. So anyway, tons and tons of powder on there. Making sure everything's dry. Gonna ink up my stamp. And get it good and inked up. Press into that. Now, after that's all done, I had my glue gun, my heat gun, again, very hot. I let it sit for at least 30 seconds before I bring it to the Yupo paper. And you can see it's already warping on the left side there. What I think, and you know what else I noticed too? That foil was bubbling. I had no idea that that would do that. It bubbled. But that's okay. I would just pull the heat off of it quickly. But if you do this technique, that silver will bubble. And it's okay. Just pull your heat gun away from it quickly. And if that bothers you, you don't like that, then just don't add the silver. Just use the silver Pinata ink or another alcohol ink and silver additive or whatever. But yeah, if the bubbling freaks you out, then definitely don't leave that out, because it will happen. But it didn't bother me too much, you know. I was like, wow, I was kind of surprised by that. But it didn't affect the card or damage the embossing image at all, so it was okay. But yeah, I did get quite a bit of warping, especially along the edges. But what's nice, I could always trim that. I'm going to trim it down, and I really like the way that panel came out. I just think it's really beautiful. Now, I made another panel without the silver. Okay, I didn't add the silver in it. And I want to show you the difference. I'm doing, again, the same process over. You know, adding a ton of ink. Now, this image, what I did was I added the ink and I lifted up the Yupo paper and I kind of just let it drip. And I let it do its thing. When you wet the paper completely with the blending solution, stuff really moves and slides around a lot. So that's what I did here. I just kind of tilted it and let the colors run, you know, that way. So again, I'm Versamark here, and I'm stamping with the Hero Arts Snowflake stamp, and same thing. But you'll see the difference in the two. This one's more softer without the silver, and the other one came out a little bit darker too. They're similar colors, but total different looking panels. So I'm going to ink it up one more time. That's the beauty of the Misty, where you can obviously stamp more than once. I'm going to ink that up and make sure I got it real good. I'm like doing CPR here. Okay, so there it is. I used the silver embossing powder from WOW, and look how beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? Look, see the difference now? See with the silver? Yeah. Much different.